the left, well, we have two. New York governors come out, which I'm going to show that in just a moment. Gavin Newscum, he's coming out, wants a special sessions because of the new administration that's coming in. In response to incoming Trump's term, their legal resources for civil rights, reproductive freedom, climate action, immigrant families. Because Trump said, hey, we're going to cut off federal funding to these sanctuary cities. And what is California doing to their people as far as climate's concerned, doing all of these regulations where they can't even buy, they're not going to be able to buy gas-powered lawnmowers and vehicles. They want to go they want their 18-wheelers even to be run on batteries. They don't even have the infrastructure to support their stupid policies. It's insane. It's insane. He goes on to say, Gavin Newscum, the freedoms we hold dear in California are under attack by a fascist regime, Donald Trump. And we won't sit idly by. California has faced this challenge before. When? And we know how to respond. Yeah, more liberal policies. We are prepared to fight in the courts, and we will do everything necessary to ensure Californians have the support and resources they need to thrive. Yeah, they're going to do everything they can to continue to destroy beautiful California. We've all seen it. We've all seen the homeless camps. We saw that you cleaned it up when you had an important figure come in. You cleaned up the city. You cleaned up that area just for that. It's like cleaning your house before guests come for Thanksgiving or Christmas. We know what you do there. We all know. But you're preparing. You're already preparing because you know what Trump's going to do. And yeah, he's going to shut down that border. He's going to shut down that border. So what? You're going to support families? Support immigrant families? No, what they're saying is that they're going to support holding these people. It's, you know what? Who's to say these criminals don't flock to California, flock to New York? Because these governors are coming out going, yeah, they're not going to stand by Trump. They don't support Trump. Mark my word. I'm saying this now. I'm making a prediction that these guys, that Gavin Newscum, is going to, we're going to fight. We're going to fight for illegals. And that's what they're going to do. And these illegals are probably going to just go and just bunker in. Just bunker in. You would think that Californians were sick of the crime. Just sick of it. Here's her pathetic congratulating President Trump. Just pathetic. These people are pathetic. Maybe before we get started, I want you to look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Let's get this on here. This person says, now we have to concentrate on getting Hochscum voted out. I have been a New Yorker all my life and a registered Democrat voter for 40 years. And she is easily the worst governor in my life. She is straight up a basket case. Now, I went and looked at the stats on the voting. It wasn't a landslide victory for her. I think maybe it might have been in the margin of 4 to 5 points, with Kamala obviously winning. And it looks like a lot of houses won on the Republican side, but they had 2 senators get voted back in. I don't know. I'm skeptical about a lot of that. This says the governor's a clown. These people are so unbelievable. It's just it is amazing. It's just amazing what these people do. Let's see here. Listen to this.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to congratulate President-elect Trump on his victory at the polls and commend Vice President Kamala Harris for her extraordinary run, and my good friend, fellow governor, Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz, for an incredible hard-fought campaign that really lifted up so many issues that mattered to Americans.
Tampon Tim, that they had she just praised her. Very heartfelt run. And she didn't win. And they had issues that people were passionate about. Apparently not. I
also want to congratulate New York's newly elected and newly re-elected Democratic members of Congress, as well as those who prevailed in some of our down-ballot races across the state, as well as the re-election of our senator, my great friend Kirsten Gillibrand. We'll need all of them fighting on our behalf in Washington now more than ever. I mostly want to thank really the heart and soul of election days, the poll workers, the volunteers, the attorneys, everybody who shows up. And they really
thank you for showing up and helping us win. I don't know if there was any shenanigans going on, but it was close. It was close. It looked like he doubled his percent of how many votes he got than the last time he ran. I was looking at some of the things. So I'm sorry, New York. It looks like y'all tried. It wasn't a landslide victory for her, but I tip my hat to you guys who tried, and I am so sorry. Just keep up the fight. Keep up the fight, because it's never over. The fight is never over.
Really made this election go incredibly smoothly here in the state of New York, and I'm enormously proud of that, given all the potential for a different outcome. And it's thanks to them that this miracle known as an American democracy has survived every threat for nearly 250 years. I'm joining you here today with...
Yeah, we survived the threat of tyranny from the left by electing Donald Trump. So, yes, I agree. Thank you. Thank you, America, for not electing a communist, socialist, fascist Kamala Harris and Tampon Tim. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank God. Thank you, Lord, for blessing us with that.
My partner in government, Attorney General Tish James, who I'll be introducing in a couple of moments. I'm joining you here today because I want to reassure all New Yorkers. And I know for many of you, this is not the electoral result you had hoped for. But
what? Oh, she's talking to New Yorkers. This is not the result you hoped for. It looks like y'all are split, almost, down the middle. So don't downplay the ones who voted for Trump.
I'll say this. We have weathered storms before. We've overcome pandemic.
Okay, so this is a storm. This is equated to a pandemic that you woke up and didn't get the results you wanted. Woe is me. We weathered the storm. We weathered a pandemic. We can weather Donald Trump. I mean, this is outrageous and unprofessional.
We've had to, in the aftermath of tremendous job losses, create thousands of jobs. After seeing huge spikes in crime, we had to reduce the crime rate dramatically.
You had to reduce the crime rate. You had to because of the immigrant problem that you created.
And after losing so many jobs to overseas, we are now on the cusp of creating a new revolution, bringing more jobs back from places like China.
Well, isn't that what Trump is wanting to do? I never heard Kamala Harris say she wanted to do that. No.
All of this just in the last few years since I took office. That's why I have the confidence in my team and all of those we work closely with that we will get through the uncertainty of a new administration in Washington. Because I said, we've done this before. We've been to this. And I will be very clear. While we honor the results of this election,
Here it comes.
and we'll work with anyone who wants to be a partner in achieving the goals of our administration and our state, that does not mean we'll accept an agenda from Washington that strips away the rights that New Yorkers have long enjoyed. I need to remind everyone, this is the birthplace of the women's rights movement,
Oh, good Lord.
the environmental justice movement,
Oh, God.
the LGBTQ rights movement,
Oh, that's
and the American labor movement.
Oh, man.
With that as part of our history, our story, New York will remain a bastion for freedom and rule of law.
Here we go. Her and Gavin Newscum. They're connected at the hip. I bet they have some committee. They got together. They're like, okay, all these liberal cities, like, oh no, here comes Trump. He's going to cut off our funding because we're a sanctuary city. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Because we're a bastion of hope and freedom to murder our children, to abort children, to create climate change that doesn't exist so we can destroy our commerce, so we can destroy it from within. We can continue our woke propaganda because that's what they want. That's what they're saying. They want to continue what they've been doing, and that is why we wanted Kamala not elected. And here, Gavin Newscum and her, they just want to keep going forward with that agenda.
And over the next coming weeks, and indeed years, I'll do everything in my power to ensure that New York remains a bastion from efforts where those rights are being denied in other states. And I will say this, one very bright glimmer of hope.
Nobody's rights are being denied. The people have voted on it. This is just deception.
In our state was that New Yorkers voted overwhelmingly in support of Proposition 1. This amendment firmly establishes that reproductive freedom.
That's disgusting. They're clapping for abortion. It's disgusting. I mean, she's talking to a room full of left-wing reporters.
An important value worth fighting for and worth protecting. And as a result of this amendment, and I want to give a lot of credit to the coalition and to many others and the elected officials and everybody who stood up to fight for these rights and overcoming an onslaught of negative, misleading ads and millions of dollars spent against it.
Negative, misleading ads, and the ads I am suspecting, because I don't live in New York, were probably pro-life, urging people, don't vote for this. This is not good. This is not good. This is not healthy. And she just said they spent millions of dollars. So they spent millions of dollars to promote abortion, when they could be spending millions of dollars fixing their infrastructure, fixing the problems that New York has. But wait, watch, it gets better. So I just said she spent millions of dollars so they can abort babies. And then they want money for other things.
These were the true champions who fought and persevered. I want to give credit to all of them. We'll find another occasion, not this particular day, to have a great celebration, to honor that work and to remind everybody what this truly means. But it does mean that New Yorkers are now protected from federal actions where they try to limit contraception or IVF or abortion medication here in the state of New York once that's enshrined in our Constitution.
Yeah, because each state has their own constitution, and once it's in there, it can't be taken out. And that is so sad. It's so sad. Maybe more people will leave New York. I don't know. All right. I mean, probably a lot of the New Yorkers aren't having children anyway because they're aborting their babies. They're liberals.
And overall, I'm here to let New Yorkers know we stand ready to respond to any threats to our democratic process or our public safety. Now, what we're doing here is we have our New York State Intelligence Center continuing to monitor any potential threats for political violence against political figures and sensitive locations. They do this around the clock. The work is always ongoing. And I want to report that at this time, there are no threats of violence to New Yorkers. Our cyber incident response team is always vigilant to support our partners in response to any cyber threats or incidents in the aftermath of this election. And the New York State Department of State continues to work with state police to ensure that the convening of the Electoral College, which is in our state capitol on December 17th, will be safe, secure, and as smooth as our election was yesterday. And again, I want to thank the countless individuals who are involved in ensuring this success. And we'll always protect the right of our residents' First Amendment rights. And some may feel moved to protest in the coming days, coming years. We'll respect that right, but we'll always expect New Yorkers to express themselves peacefully. And there's a couple of other actions I want to announce today. First, I created the Empire State Freedom Initiative, focused on key areas that are most likely to face threats from the Trump administration.
Oh, my God.
Again, reproductive rights, civil rights.
Oh, my God. Trump is going to come and wave a wand like Kamala did, letting those people give them green cards while other people had to stand in line. But oh no, we're preparing to make sure your rights are not taken away by dictator Donald Trump.
Immigration, gun safety, labor rights, LGBTQ rights, and our environmental justice. Our team will do whatever we have to do to identify.
So all of those is because Trump wants to protect the border. He wants to stop the woke madness. He wants to drill, baby, drill. So everything that Trump wants is going to do for the country to make a country great again is why he got elected. Her and Gavin Newscum are like, oh, we're protecting ourselves. We're gearing up. We're getting ready to fight him. He said it was up to the states for abortion. So your state has spoken. Shut up. But he is going to cut you off. And he can do that if you're a sanctuary city.
Identify any possible threats to these rights that we hold dear in the state of New York and protect New Yorkers. And this will include legislation, rulemaking, appropriations, and partnerships with our congressional delegation, and including the Biden administration at this time. And I know we're not alone in this fight. That's why I'm so proud to stand alongside my strong partner in government, Attorney General Tish James. And beginning today, senior officials and attorneys at all levels of government will work in close collaboration with the Attorney General's office and convene regularly to coordinate these efforts and provide guidance where necessary and keep New Yorkers apprised of our efforts.
Oh, yeah. They've got some kind of team. Not just with the people in New York, but all these left-wing libtards. They've got a committee. They got each other's email on speed dial. They're coordinating against Donald Trump.
Now I'll say this. President-elect Trump needs to repeal his elimination of the state and local tax deduction. He also needs to support our ongoing efforts to support our transit, support the Gateway Tunnel, the 2nd Avenue subway, and fund major critical infrastructure, again, particularly the MTA. And also to back our critical economic development projects, such as those funded by the CHIPS and Science Act, which is intended to bring manufacturing back home from China and South Asia and create thousands of jobs in our state, as is occurring with Micron. And I will work with him or anybody, regardless of party, on these kind of efforts that I know will benefit the state of New York. However, if you try to harm New Yorkers or roll back their rights,
here we go.
I will fight you every step of the way. New Yorkers are resilient. We fought the first time around, and we'll fight again. Now, I know many of you woke up today feeling drained and perhaps demoralized. Yet I know.
Demoralized? Why would you be demoralized? When Obama got elected, I wasn't demoralized. I was just shocked. When Biden got elected, I wasn't demoralized. I was shocked. Because we all knew for years the Biden gaffes. I mean, Rush used to play them all the time. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. And when Obama got elected, it was like, what is going on? She is not getting off on a good foot with this administration, and they haven't even taken office yet. You woke up demoralized? Are you serious? I think, what are they afraid of? That they're gonna get their funds cut off because they're a sanctuary city? You know what? Maybe. I don't know. Just came to my mind. He wants to round up. Trump wants to get them all out of the country. Why don't we just gather them all up and dump them in New York and dump them in California and build a wall around California and build a wall around New York? Let them have them. You want them, you got them. All the criminals, you want to give them safe haven. And you figure out how to pay for it. I don't know. I know it's absurd. But the thing is that, wow, demoralized? Are you serious?
We will find tremendous reserves of untapped energy within ourselves. I reflect on what football coach Vince Lombardi once said. It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get back up. So today, fellow New Yorkers, we got back up. And we'll do it every single day. We'll go to work, take our kids to school, look out for our friends, our neighbors, our communities, and demonstrate through our actions that we'll always stand up for an America that respects the rights and freedoms that were envisioned and protected since the birth of our nation. Let me end with this. In New York's harbor, beneath the Statue of Liberty's outstretched torch, lies an inscription most of us are familiar with. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free. But fewer know the final words engraved on that plaque. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Now, perhaps you woke up today saying that lamp doesn't shine quite as bright anymore.
What? Oh, my God. Really? Really? I guess basically she's just talking to New Yorkers. But the ones who voted for Trump, they should feel they're the ones that are demoralized. You're demoralizing them.
But I know New Yorkers. We will meet this moment, and we will lift that lamp even higher to guard its unwavering flame and ensure the warm light of opportunity continues to reach all who dare to believe in it. That is our New York.
That's because we want woke agenda. We want more illegals in here, and we want to be able to abort babies on demand. That's what we want. That's what she's saying.
And New Yorkers will persevere over the next 4 years. Thank you for coming today. It's important to express how strongly I feel, but also to say this. This is a great country, but our job is to make it even better. And we start here in a place like New York that has always been that place to push progressive values forward, protect our citizens, and fight for what's right. That's who we are as New Yorkers. Thank all of you, and may God bless our country and the great state of New York. Thank you very much.
Wow. Yeah, she was just preaching to a bunch of left-wing journalists in that crowd, clapping because they got abortion. It's disgusting. It is just a disgusting, disgusting thing. And this is why Kamala lost. Okay? Because her whole campaign was abortion. And hey, kudos to Florida. They said no. to that abortion thing because it was their bill. I didn't read the New York one, but the Florida one had where the parents didn't need to be notified. So your daughter could just go and have this done to her. And also, Florida shut down the pot because it's the way the bill was written. It's like it was like they could just fire up anywhere, and the smell, it was just insane. I mean, they could have had a more comprehensive bill if they wanted to. Comprehensive, I can't even talk. Comprehensive bill if they wanted to have that obviously on the ballot, to word it differently, that maybe if people did want to smoke, that they could do it in their homes. But then again, people living in apartments, and then you've got children and stuff in the apartment complex, and they can smell that mess. It's just a bad idea all the way around. It just doesn't need to. It just doesn't need to. It doesn't need to happen. And kudos to Florida for all of that. Do we want to hear what this woman has to say? Let's see.
Let me welcome to the podium our Attorney General, Tish James.
He's Attorney General.
Thank you all for coming.
More Trump bashing.
And thank you, Governor, for convening us. I want to take a moment to thank everyone who ran for office, those who were victorious, and those who didn't get the results that they worked for. There is nothing more difficult than running for office, and our democracy is better off because of your efforts. We also achieved an important step in our efforts to protect our right to choose in New York. And I want to thank Sasha Ajua for all of her efforts, and Donna Lieberman of ACLU for all that they have done to get us to that point. Thank you to all of those who worked so hard to enshrine that right in our Constitution and protected generations to come. I also
protect generations to come. There will not be no generations to come because you passed this bill.
want to thank New Yorkers for showing up in record numbers to the polls to exercise your most basic and sacred democratic right. And lastly, I congratulate the President-elect Donald Trump. And
that
if possible,
been the first thing.
We will work with his administration.
If possible.
But we will not compromise our values.
Oh, snap. Here it comes.
Or our integrity. Or our
have
principles.
integrity. We have principles.
We did not expect this result.
We didn't expect
But we are prepared to respond to this result. And my office has been preparing for several months because we've been here before. We faced this challenge before. And we use the rule of law to fight back.
Yeah, we know.
And we are prepared to fight back once again.
It's already so negative. We're going to fight them. We've been preparing for months. Like you knew Kamala was going to lose. Gavin Newscum and his team over there, they're preparing. They want a special meeting and committee. How they going to fight Trump and his new laws? How can they find in the law to get around Trump? This is just so negative. I haven't seen another state come out, but if I do, I'm going to cover it.
Because as the Attorney General of this great state, it is my job to protect and defend the rights of New Yorkers and the rule of law.
The law.
And I will not shrink from that responsibility.
Somebody said clap right there. Clap.
You see, between 2019 and 2021, the Office of the Attorney General took nearly 100 legal actions against the previous Trump administration.
Yeah, we know.
Including when he
crap.
attempted to cap the state and local tax. And when he sought...
He needed to. You guys are just running people out. I don't know how people are still living there. It's just cost too high. It's too high to live there.
To eliminate funds and grants for law enforcement officers here in the state of New York. We fought to preserve DACA and protect the Affordable Care Act. We fought to prevent a question about citizenship from being on the census.
Oh, snap.
Because we were concerned about the impact of funding, the lack of funding to the state of New York, and how it would affect these programs. We beat the Muslim ban. We stopped the dismantling of the United States Postal Service. We challenged anti-LGBTQ plus efforts. We safeguarded key environmental policies, and we protected access to reproductive care, and we protected the right to organize.
But we didn't
worked
protect
around
the
the
unborn.
clock
Nope, we didn't
to
do
defend
that.
these basic rights with our Democratic colleagues across this nation. So as you can see, we know their playbook.
Oh, snap.
We know Project 2025
Oh,
before
no.
it was even
Not
published.
That. Not that, no.
And we have been working both in my office and with other Democratic AGs across this country to make sure that we would be ready to respond to any attempt to roll back our rights.
I knew it. She just confirmed it. I knew they have a committee of people all over the country. All these left turds. All these lip turds. They have a special interest in destroying America. So they're gonna all get together. Now, I was joking before when I said it. In a way, I was joking, and then she just confirmed it. They're all getting together. We're working hard together with Gavin NewScum because we saw how he destroyed California so quickly. We admired that, and we want to replicate that. We want to replicate his success.
So here we are.
Here we are.
We've studied their platforms.
Oh, man.
We've identified certain possibilities, fact patterns.
Oh, no.
We've created contingency plans.
Contingency backup
So no matter what
plans.
the next administration throws at us,
curveball.
we're ready.
Fastball.
We're ready to respond to their attacks.
Oh, no.
We're ready to respond to any attempts to cut or eliminate any funding to the great state of New York, as the governor outlined.
Oh, they had to come out and say that because he can cut their funding off if they're a sanctuary city. And he can do it. They're prepared.
So despite what has happened on the national stage,
Despite it.
we will continue to stand tall in the face of injustice, revenge, or retribution.
So she's insinuating Trump is just out for some petty revenge? She said it, folks. I didn't. She said it. Revenge. Because they went after him. She said a moment ago, yeah, we did about 100 and some indictments against him. But now we for months, we've been preparing. Because, oh no, if he gets elected, we're screwed because we tried to screw him. Now they're scared. They're scared. They got lawyers, they got think tanks, they got teams, and they're working with Gavin NewScum.
We will continue to protect and our most vulnerable and marginalized amongst us.
Not the unborn.
Because it is my sworn duty and responsibility to lead that fight, working with the governor of this great state, Kathy Hochul. This is not the time to be fearful, New York, but faithful.
But it's the time for them to have been preparing for months for contingency plans if Trump got elected. She said it. We've been preparing, and we're working with others across this great nation for this tyranny that may come upon us. Oh, my God.
And steadfast. Knowing that I, as the Attorney General, along with my entire team, we are guardians of the law. And we are prepared, my friends, to fight back.
Oh, snap.
Thank you.
Oh, snap. Oh, no. Oh, no asking questions?
Everyone who's not a reporter, leave. Thank you.
Everyone that's not a reporter, leave.
Feel free to move up toward the front. Thank you.
Okay. Wow. Wow. There you have it. If I see anyone, one of these liberal states that come out and has done this, I'll be looking. But it's almost dinner time, and I've got things I got to do. But, wow. We need Donald Trump to fund our transit system. We need funding for infrastructure. New York has squandered so much money. Oh, we're going to fight against, he put a cap on taxes. We can't keep taxing people. We're going to tax the crap out of them. We're going to tell them they can't use gas so they'll freeze to death in the winter. We're going to make gas so damn high. They have to buy electric heaters, but then our grid can't hold it. But Trump can't interfere. Trump cannot interfere with our nefarious plans. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Gavin Newscum and Hochscum. Hochscum and Newscum. There you go. Hochscum and Newscum working hand in hand to destroy New York and to continue to destroy New York and California like never before. There you go.